Anyone with a question?
Yes, sir.
Representative Van Orden, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd also like to thank Representatives Moore and Pocan for showing up here at this incredibly important hearing as immigration goes in between the top 1 and 2 issues for all Wisconsinites and American citizens. Our folks are literally being kidnapped, raped, and murdered here in the state of Wisconsin, around the country, and we have 2 members of Congress who couldn't bother showing up today. I think that speaks volumes. The criminal illegal alien that Congressman Tiffany referred to earlier made his way across the border with Venezuelan gang tattoos, and those are not a live to ride, ride to live tattoo. It's either you're a member of that gang, you have that tattoo, or they will cut it off you while you're living. So that should have been taken for what it is at the border. This person never should have been allowed in the country. Made his way to Minneapolis, arrested for crimes after the Dane County Sheriff had warrants out for strangulation and some other violent crimes. Didn't bother following up with it because both those places are sanctuary cities. Then he came to a place a half mile away from where 4 of my grandchildren live and brutally raped a mother and assaulted a daughter over a period of days. And this could have been stopped at any point during this chain, and solely because the Biden administration is pushing this incredibly horrible political agenda. Is that going to keep happening over and over and over again? So Senator Johnson, I just found this out this last week, and I want to know if you're tracking this. We went to the federal prison in Oxford. It's in my district. And half of the prisoners in this federal prison, half are illegal aliens. Are you tracking the volume of what's taking place with it? I mean, this is the second and third order effect of opening up these borders, but when half of an institution is occupied by illegal aliens, that's something that I'm hoping we're going to be looking at here under a Trump presidency. But yeah. Are you tracking this, sir?
I'm not, but it's not surprising. It's not just going to be federal prisons. It's going to be local prisons, and they're going to be bearing the brunt of the cost of this. I mean, I think a House committee said that the cost of dealing with this crisis is about $150 billion per year across all governmental units. That's a massive cost imposed on us by the Biden and Harris administration. And you said, that gang member never should have been led in this country. The vast majority of these people, as sympathetic as I am with people who want to come here for opportunity, they don't qualify for asylum. Asylum is a very tough standard. You have to be persecuted by your government or threatened with persecution under some very limited, and I can't remember all of it, but race, gender, part of a club, some kind of social group or political group. Again, it's a very tough standard. Most people come to this country, other than the criminals, are economic migrants. And again, we might welcome them in a legal system, which is one of the travesties, by the way, of this open border. It is set back establishing a functioning legal immigration that is controlled, that brings people in to improve our economy. Look, I'm for a robust legal immigration system, and we need one. We certainly need one here in Wisconsin. Certainly in your district with all the farmers. I mean, we need workers. We need laborers, and immigrant laborers do a great job. They come in here, they work their tail off, but it has to be a legal system. And you cannot establish that until you secure the border. And so Biden has set back establishing that legal system. I don't know how many years. So it's a travesty.
It is. And we, just for a couple stats, at one point they had 17 to 20 some thousand rotating through Afghan refugees at Fort McCoy, which I represent. We went back and looked at every single Afghan that came here that was eligible for a special immigrant visa. I mean, they worked with the United States government during the war. Guess how many of those people qualified for SIVs?
Probably not many.
Zero. The answer is zero, Senator.
I was right.
That is less than not many. And the last thing is we're looking at about, 250,000 missing children, correct? The Biden administration has lost.
Yeah, that's what the whistleblowers are talking about in our hearings, yeah. I mean, 85,000, that's what I said, that's a low number.
Yeah, let's make sure that that's in the record, that the Biden administration under the Harris Borders Orden is solely responsible for losing almost 250,000 children in the United States that are most likely being trafficked.
And again, knowing full well that they were releasing them to the hands of probably members of transnational criminal organizations, human sex traffickers, knowing full well that again, it wasn't a surprise to them.
Yeah. With that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.